So this is an overview on putting Hydroboost on a 90s F150. My particular truck is a 1995, and the reason why I decided to go with the Hydroboost is on my little 300 here. You got the Borg Warner hanging off there. So the idea was to have brakes under load, idling, whenever. Since it runs out the power steering pump, you're not relying on the engine vacuum to have power assisted brakes. Everything I bought was through Rock Auto, which I have written down here for the parts I used. You want to pause that. And when I bought everything in early 2024, it was roughly $280. So for your push rod, you'll have to buy a universal one and modify it. The one that I got out of a 90s F Super Duty factory push rod were those dimensions there. The width's not super important. I would say it's more of the length you want, because there's zero information I found online on what length push rod's supposed to be in there. And it's not totally necessary, but your pedal pin you want to have at 2 3/8 away from the rod that it swivels on. Hopefully my picture is clear enough where you can get where the measurement is for. That's for your proper geometry. I've read about people getting away with not doing that. I chose to use the pedal that came out of the parts truck because the guy included it, and it should be right, you would assume. So the power steering pump you can tie in with your return out of the Hydroboost, which is the top guy there. You can return in where I have like my filter here. You can just get like a brass T. I chose to buy the power steering pump that's actually for a Super Duty, early 2000s Super Duty. So it had that return nipple. Figured it'd be a little bit cleaner of a look, even though I did a poor job routing that return hose. I kind of wanted to loop it through here, but I got all my beautiful wiring there. So I chose to kind of have it high. Figured I could always modify it. That's just universal hose. I'm hoping that my all-4 disc brake swap that I swapped to for the rear lately will really improve with the Hydroboost over the drums and vacuum, but we shall see. I've yet to run it. And I did use a new replacement master cylinder. You do have to either cut the ears out like I did, which doesn't look the best, but it does fit because obviously the mounting for the F Super Duty Hydroboost unit is different than the vacuum booster. I didn't really want to put the F250 reservoir on there. It was kind of big and bulky, looked goofy, and a little bit of information I read online. The piston inside's different with different pressures. How accurate that is, I don't really know. Figure out to use my F150 master cylinder and leave the ears cut out for now, modify it later if it's needed. The hoses are the Edelman brand, I believe. Those all seem of just as good a quality as you'll find at O'Reilly's or Napa. I think I had O'Reilly's hoses on this last time, and they weren't bad by any means, but the Edelmans were half the price, and I think they're both made in Mexico, so I'm sure they're probably more than likely the same hose. I'm obviously waiting on a transmission that I have out right now. Once I got that going, I can update on how the brakes perform. They did do pretty decent before with the drums, but now having a little bit of boost there, it will be nice having your full brakes whenever they're needed. Thanks for watching, and I'll update once I get that transmission put back in her.